甘い夢が思い出の中終わりまで汚れた悲しい笑顔失って君のぬくもりノイズの渦に巻き込んで崩れて世界の中星の光消えてゆくの終わりの日優しく身を捧げて赤い月が血まみれ街を姫の歌姫の歌甘い夢が思い出の中終わりまでなくなった記憶の真実蝕まれた体の奥懐かしい声が聞こえるの最後の歌激しく身を抱きしめ赤い月が終わりの世界を悲しい歌姫の歌淡い夢が真実の裏に消えるまで赤い月が血まみれ街を姫の歌姫の歌甘い夢が思い出の中終わりま散らしてゆき花心と化せせ
数据随时需要沉着的游戏，理性概率大于感性概率，观察所有陷阱，小心翼翼。警告，系统警告，前方功能预警，发现迷情。down，我听到，我听到。把你在，把你在，把你在，把你在，把你，把你，把你，try me try me try me，把你，把你，把你，把你在，把你在，把你，把你，把你 ，war is like a party，把你，把你，把你，把你在，把你在，把你，把你，把你 ，try me try me try me，把你，把你，把你，把你在，把你在，把你，把你，把你 ，war is like a party，把你在。是符号症状记忆，外在战斗力，少女的萝莉音，保守着秘密，制裁着的国际，可还占据。
Damn it. Yo, yo.
某一即是正义，头脑电脑数据，随时需要沉着的游戏，理性概率大于感性。
How's everybody doing today?
警告，系统警告，前方功能预警，发现迷情。down，我听到，我听到。把你，把你，把你，把你在，把你在，把你，把你，把你，try me try me try me，把你，把你，把你，把你在，把你在，把你，把你。
Gotta make sure the chat gets added on the screen this time. I don't think it was there last time. At least for the last Anti-Entropy one. Oh, did I forget to? Oops. Yo, yo, how we doing? How we doing? All right. So far, our last, I think all of our other visual novel streams have been like 1 hour long. I mean, not 1 hour long, 3 hours long, which totally blows. Because it sucks staying up that late, but hopefully this time it doesn't take us that long. Let's see. We were on chapter 12, right? Let's see. We did all these. 12. The month was over. Yeah, I did that. They're doing the the demon core almost. Should have been what we left off of. Wait, no, we did do chapter 12, actually. I think I just typed the title all wrong. Yeah, we did chapter 7 to 12 last time. Whoops. Gonna have to switch that the title real quick. 13. Bam. Okay. Oh, whoops. Need a space on that. Okay, there we go. Now, last time for some reason the one of the songs inside the visual novel got me copyright claimed, which fucking sucks. So I wasn't able to include, because I have to edit that out, right? So I wasn't able to include the live chat on there, because every time you edit something, whatever it is on the video, it doesn't, the live chat just gets destroyed. So Hopefully it works this time that I have the chat on the screen instead of relying on it to be on just YouTube itself. Let me just put test on here. Disregard this message. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'll delete that. Damn. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna have to... Okay, there we go. No, it's still there. Idea, actually. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So we should be at chapter 13. Wow, this is short. And it should be 6 chapters like the usual. I think the other ones were 6, right? We divided them at 6, yeah. So 13 plus 6, 19. So are we 13 to 19 today? Should be short. Oh, wow, these are like super short. These are only 2 parts. A lot of these are only in 2 parts. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. This is the one for my thumbnail. You know, I have to get it in there. Everyone may be thinking there will always be time in the future anyway. You know what they say, no time like the present. Yes, alright. Chapter 13. A story from a long time ago. From when Roswell was merely a small town next to the Pecos River. Which is Roswell, City, New Mexico, United States, where a UFO crash occurred on July 4th, 1947. Oh, on Independence Day? Conspiracy theories believe that the US government covered up the incident. They believe it was a flying saucer crash, not a sounding balloon crash. I think the background music could be a little too loud. Let me lower it for a bit. Alright, that should be fine. Alright. So the Roswell incident, yeah, I think I heard about that in the History Channel. Now they always have those weird little shows. Let's see, from when Bikini was merely the name of a small atoll. Bikini Atoll is a group of coral reefs in the Marshall Islands. Since 1946, more than 20 nuclear weapon explosions tests have been carried out here. Bikini is a symbol of nuclear bombing. When a certain epoch-making similar design was introduced by the fashion industry, they've actually borrowed their geographical term. I think I actually watched a video about that one time. It was something along the lines of the most. Yo, Mickey, how you doing? Welcome. Something about the lines of like the most bombed island in the world or something like that. Insane. Or the most nuclear bombed. Interesting stuff. From when I was half of my current age. 1946, Zurich, Switzerland. Ooh, who's this? She cute. Mother? A nice man is coming to talk with you today, Lazard. Oh, is this Einstein's mom? I mean, that blue hair. He's different from the previous ones. Try to get along with him. Don't worry, he said he won't tell you to go back to school and take those boring classes. He's a well-known expert, different from the others. Also, let me clarify. This person is my mom. She's a very busy accountant. She's only really at home on Sunday and Christmas. Dang, that sucks. That's a lot of work. Very boring job, don't you think so? Yeah, sounds like it. This person is my dad. He's a designer. To be precise, he makes clock hands. Sure dresses like one. An even more boring job, right? I don't know. Designing can be interesting. Definitely not as boring as accounting. Please try to imagine how hard it was for me, the only person in his family who liked metaphysics. Being the only person in your family who's a nerd. Please try to imagine. I stopped going to school and was forced to meet with 5 different psychologists over the course of 3 months. Ah, metaphysics. Since I'm talking about back then, I should adjust my thought to match my old self. It is Einstein. Oh, look at little Einstein. She's so cute. Hello there, I'm Carl. Carl Gustav. You can call me Carl or Gustav. I don't mind either. Carl Gustav. Are you supposed to be the king of Sweden? People always joke about that. By the way, I heard you were doing some interesting research lately. Would you mind filling me in? She doesn't want to. Top secret. This old man won't get it. Is that what you're thinking, right? Tiny Ain. I know, right? So cute. Also, welcome, Koga. How y'all doing? I think it will be a good idea to give it a try first. One should explore other options before coming to a conclusion, don't you agree? True. I'm not one to brag, but I had pretty good grades in science at my university. I swear it's true. I excelled at the most at Professor Hilbert's class, geometry. I mean, geometry's not that hard, bro. And then, what is the maximum number of straight vertical lines that can exist in space? Whoa. She started with the hard-hitting questions, goddamn. Will you please leave if you can't answer correctly? When I thought about it later, I realized that man wasn't an ordinary person. I thought that by presenting this problem which answer I could change on the fly, I could chase him out. By the time I opened my mouth and gave him the problem, he had already won. Oh? What do you mean? At the very least, he was certainly better than the 4 previous quote-unquote professionals. Orthogonal straight lines. Then you can make any number of vertical lines you want. He knows. There's no limit to the dimension of the space. The coordinate axes themselves are already 2 infinite straight lines. In short, space and straight lines are artificially determined concepts. Oh, is she so happy that she's crying? No way. What happened? Oh, she's all happy. Look at her, smiling. Don't look at me with that smirk. Am I getting fired? No. It's just... Aw. That's so cute. Yes, I started bawling uncontrollably. That smart girl was reduced to that. If I were to see my young self, I won't be able to not make fun of her. But everybody has a moment in their life when they need to let out their intense emotions, right? True. It's not an ugly thing. On the contrary, it's beautiful. A beautiful time engraved in your personal clock of life you can't avoid. For some, it comes at the age of 18, some others at 80. Whoa, that's a long time. And in my case, I was 8 years old. That's all. Keeping that in mind, he was the only one who managed to keep up with my craziness. He was truly exceptional. Ooh. Giving any 2 polyhedra of equal volume, it is always possible to cut the first into finitely many polyhedral pieces which can be reassembled to yield the second. Yeah, whatever the fuck that means, okay? I think we'll make any progress if we read it for another hour. Any particular thoughts? Silence, I'm thinking. Huh. Oh, then that means neither you nor me know. Let's see the answer. What? Don't want to? We're exploring the unknown, not taking part in a quiz game. But... don't feel frustrated, everyone's imagination has its limits. Which is why it's important to learn using your imagination. This way, we'll be able to reach amazing scenes we've never seen before. Let's see. Define a variable based on the length and dihedral angle of the polyhedron. What? Let me see it. Hey, don't pull so hard, you're gonna break the book. To tell you the truth, from all the time I spent with that old man, solving problems, this one is the one I remember the most. Bro, this grammar. It isn't only because the answer was impressive. When I told Planck about it later... Huh? He used Hilbert's 3rd problem to test you? Is he insane? What is that? Hilbert's 23 questions is the 23 most important contemporary questions, proposed by German mathematician David Hilbert in a speech at the Second International Congress of Mathematicians in Paris in 1900. Mathematical problems. Find 2 tetrahedrals with the same base and height, which cannot be divided into 2 sets of corresponding congruent tetrahedra. Is exactly the 3rd problem. Some of the more famous PS23 questions include, continuum hypothesis, compatibility of archimedic axions, Riemann conjecture, Gold-Lodge conjecture, twin prime conjecture, closest arrangement of spheres. I have no idea what the fuck any of that means. Algorithms, math. Stuff I'm bad at. Of course, I would remember something like that. You want to know how I knew Planck back then? About that. Yo, let's go Planck backstory. Everyone, let me introduce you to someone. This is Emma Planck, the youngest physics professor at Princeton University. Ooh, Princeton. Hey. Impressive. Hi, I'm Emma, Carl's cousin. I don't know if he does this on purpose or not, but he always forgets to mention we're cousins. Dude, I wish you could, like, hide the text and just look at the pictures. Just look at the background, like you can do in FGO. But nope. It's so sad. Well, not that I really care. Oh. Back to the topic at hand. Are you two consulted me about letting your daughter enter college? At age 8? Bro? I got permission and contacted Emma immediately. I think having a young woman like Emma nearby is great for a child's education. And that's not all. I'm very interested in her too. Aww. I would love to explore the truth of this universe together with her. I'm very sorry. When Emma gets excited, she forgets her manners. No, I think that's a good thing. It'll be good for our daughter. I agree as well. Oh. Dang, they're gonna send her off to college so young? If Carl was the one who introduced me to a new world, Emma was my sailing master. At some point, I started to call her Professor Planck. Emma back then, how should I put it, was a woman who didn't show any signs of midlife crisis. I mean, she was pretty young. I don't think she would get a midlife crisis just yet. A genuine scholar, a genuine beauty, true. Genuine beauty for my heart. Light that illuminated me like a sunshine. We played the piano, we sang songs, we watched the stars at night together. I was closer to her than I was to my real mother. Aww. Of course, I don't mean to imply there was something wrong with Carl. This was simply a gender advantage. Oh. Understandable. Carl, are you going back to Germany tomorrow? Yeah. This is my last free weekend, so I have to return to HQ. HQ? The Mental Health Center of Berlin's Defense Force. So you really were a professional. Huh. Only now you believe me. What a wrong first impression I must have given you. Well, it certainly wasn't as good as you thought it was. Whoops. Working on HQ means you're testing soldiers who suffer from PTSD from the war. Yeah, it's a tough job if you're not a professional. Most people are unable to stand the pain coming from others. Before long, they start to feel that way themselves. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to be like a psychiatrist or something like that. Or a therapist. So what makes a professional different? Professional looks at people in a different way. They analyze and treat their suffering, but don't project it onto themselves. If personal feelings do show up, they need someone else to take care of the patient. So you're handing me over to Emma? Oh, no, that's not the case at all. First, you're not my patient. I'm not giving you any treatment. And second, Emma's not a psychologist. Seeing your panicking face was funny. True. Poor guy. You were teasing me? You bad kid. Prepare yourself. Oh no, the old man raised his hand. Hey, don't lie. Come here. Haha, I'm tired. You look young, but you have the stamina of an old man. Shut up. Anyway, Switzerland sure is great. I hate having to return to Berlin. Will you come back someday? Yeah, if I can get another vacation. Oh, he was on vacation? I wish you were a little younger. Huh? If you were 10 years younger, I could pair you with Emma. Bro, they're cousins, girl. Come on. That's enough. I've had enough of this bad kid. Emma said, men call others bad, but secretly they themselves want to be the bad ones. What? Hey, what are you teaching her, Emma? What did you think I was talking about? Try to become 20 years younger, or you can teach me together with Emma. So you can teach me together with Emma. Oh, that sounds nice. Do your best, Carl. Oh, she agrees. Emma, what did you? From around, if only you were 10 years younger. I don't mind that you aren't 10 years younger, by the way. What are you saying? Yeah, what the fuck? I was still young, but I had a feeling I couldn't shake off. We probably won't see each other again. Oh no. But I wasn't able to say it out loud. That summer became the last day of our life together. Carl was very busy and had almost no time to rest, and me, who was studying under Planck and doing research on the side, can't say I had a free time either. Everyone thought we'll meet again. Until 3 years ago. January 1st, 1952, the day a Honkai impact that destroyed an entire city occurred. Carl was in... No, fuck. Not anywhere else, but right there in Berlin, in its epicenter. Carl, are you going to see another kid in your next break? Yeah, probably. That girl already found her path in life, hasn't she? There's still so many lost people in the world who need our help. Haha, that's so like you. Later, Emma, I'm leaving. Ah, wait a minute. What is it? It's nothing big, but... Weren't you in the choir when you were in college? Alright, I brought the instruments. I chose the song myself, I'm sure you know the lyrics. What are you spacing out for? Go get her, that meddlesome girl. Try to give us some time alone. Oh, Danny boy. The pipes are calling. Oh, it's a song that she was singing with Welt, from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go, I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when you come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead as I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say Ave there for me. And I shall hear, though soft you thread above me, and all my grace will warmer, sweeter be. For you will bend and tell me wait that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Oh, then that's a short chapter. Shit, man. Homeboy was too young. Why did he have to go? So was that the first Honkai? I guess not eruption, but like impact in the 50s. That's unfortunate. Oh, who's this? Oh, Rita. That's right. This is the Marquise. That was a short chapter, by the way. Only like 20 minutes. Actually, not less, like 10 minutes. 15 maybe. Alright, chapter 14. I was ready to welcome Adam, but George showing himself was unexpected. Where should I prepare the main dish? Please give further instructions. Wow, so rich. I can tell this is the main dish. Is that fuhua? That looks like fuhua. There's no way that's fuhua, is it? Oh, don't worry, eat slowly. Welt. What's wrong with you? Listless? I can't stop myself from thinking about Berlin 3 years ago. Carl. Oh, he knew. Wait, he knew Carl? Martha. Innocent people like them. On that day, there were still 300,000. 300,000? What kind of concept is this? You should be with me, fool. Yo? There's nothing in our life to remember. No need to linger on the past. While worldly matters take their turn, ancient, modern, to and fro, rivers and mountains are changeless in their glory, and still to be witnessed from this trail. There's a line from the Oriental poet Meon Haoran. You know Chinese, so you probably understand the meaning of better than I do. Oh, he knows Chinese? Perhaps you will hear a lot of stories about the victims of the Berlin incident in your future life. Anyway, please don't arbitrarily graft their past with your own future. There's no doubt that you are both lucky and unlucky. But you don't owe them anything. They don't owe you anything. Your own life, you have a clear conscience. Oh, does he have survival guilt or something like that? Because he wasn't there? He was supposed to be there or what? Oh, there you go. He's happy. That's right. Good boy, good boy. Aw. Come, eat meat, eat meat. Tesla. What? Why don't you compliment me? The background is that? Oof. What's the matter? People sometimes get upright. So cute, Miss Tesla. But what does the cute mean? Yeah, what the? Yo, they never explained. What? So was that Fuhua or not? She looked just like her. And she was wearing the same, like... Oh, what's it called? The same coat and everything. Although there seem to be only a few guests enjoying lunch. But West Cliff Rita provides ingredients from foie gras to oysters, from beef tenderloin to langoustine. Miss Click leaves chat. Oh. Well. Hello and goodbye, I mean. The langoustine lobster is a large marine shrimp that is widely distributed and is often mistakenly referred to as a lobster. Paluridae? The main differences between langoustine and lobster include: langoustine has a pair of large pinches. Lobster does not. Langoustine has thin and short antennae. Lobster has long, thick, and spiny antennae. Langoustine is found all over the world distribution. Lobster is only distributed in tropical and subtropical regions. All kinds of meat can be said to be readily available, and it is so rich that it is embarrassing. You don't feel ashamed inside? Damn, she's a mouth stuffed. If you don't eat them all up, how can you be worthy of the boss who worked so hard to buy them? Therefore, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when the sun is comfortable, someone who has practiced his rhetoric can only spread out in his big bed like a seal. Walk. She drunk again. Don't call me this kind of exercise like an old man. Bowling? No, I can't beat that no matter what. Let's go for a walk. I'll take a dip in the hot spring later. Oh? However, having said that, compared with the dark history of eating myself into the hospital, this is still an improvement. Dude, there's no way that's not Fuhua. Absolutely no way. That's gotta be her, right? Winter's about when the skyline is closest to us. Cold and damp beaches, rusted sea fortresses, steamboats of all kinds pulling smoke. That's the whole view. Mounts of forts are mass-produced anti-aircraft towers built by the United Kingdom, all the mounts of the Thames and Mersey rivers during World War II. The structure of sea fortresses is similar to that of anti-aircraft gun positions on land. The difference is that they are built like silts on concrete barges. After the fort is assembled in the dock, it is towed by a tugboat to the designated sea area, and then the concrete barge is sunk, and the base of the fort is firmly anchored to the seabed. After World War II, the fort was abandoned. Among them, HMS Fort Rough in the high seas east of Suffolk was occupied by the family of veteran Paddy Roy Bates on December 2nd, 1967, and it claimed according to international law. Independence is the Principality of Sealand. Principality of Sealand. Although its statement is considered to have no legitimacy by the international community, it has indeed become an interesting case in the application of international law. I see. Sorry. The vicissitudes of life, the loneliness, the peace. That was... That person over there. Wasn't she there when we were eating too? Yes, she was. Yeah, what about it? Not sure. I feel like she gives off a dangerous aura. Oh? Oh, she heard? Crap, she heard me? Oh, that is Fuhua. Yo, let's go. Where a fisher boat dips by a waterfall. Where the air grows colder, deep in the valley, the monument of Yang remains. And we have read the words. It's the second half of the poem from earlier, you know? Chinese. You know Chinese, don't you? Ah, she was eavesdropping. Just a little. Are you from the Orient? Yes, if it is our standing point, then it's correct that China is considered to be the Orient. Let me give you this book. To me? It's nothing important, just a collection of poems. With this in your hands, you can pretend to be a poet like me earlier. But, it's okay. I bought it on impulse. Oh. Recently, I have too many unwanted thoughts in my head I need to clear up. Also, for us to meet on the other side of the globe, this is probably fate. Probably? Fate, you say? Yes. For instance, in the title of the poem mentioned earlier, there is a mountain called Xiangshan. Geographically, it's just a small mountain in China. There is nothing special about it. But a friend told me that it is said there is a dragon bane passing through that mountain, which is a key element to the safety of China. According to the story, a person named Fuxi was buried there, and to this day she is guarding the dragon bane and protecting the country. I believe this in this point in time she was definitely working under Otto. Probably she might have been in the 50s. Oh, but yeah, Fuxi, that's where they had a mission there too. Well, could you translate for me? Oh, I guess they're speaking in Chinese in front of her. Ah, yes, she gave me a collection of poems and told me about an Eastern legend. Nang eats it niche. Oh, it's not a legend. The Dragonbane is a subterranean river full of Honkai energy. When it comes to legends, you can be sure each one has an origin point somewhere. Who are you? Yeah, see, I guess she is. She's definitely working with Otto. She calls herself a Valkyrie. The Valkyrie Fuhua. You could say I'm Rihanna-san's college. Alright, Rihanna-san was praising you earlier. Wait, she was? Oh, no. Okay, she was praising them. Thanks. I may have come off as meddlesome person today, but please relax. I assure you I'm not a threat to you. I do. Alright. Well, son. Oh, she knows her name. It would be much better if they could forget each other. If they could forget each other in the rivers and lakes. The sentence comes from Zhangzi in her chapter, The Great Master. The spring is dry and the fish is on the land. This is now Zhangzi expressed. Instead of helping each other in hardships, it is better to prevent disasters from happening from the beginning, and there's nothing to worry about. I hope everything goes well for you. Oh, okay, bye. Weirdo. Listen to the tone of her voice. Shouldn't we be targeted? It's not surprising. As long as you do something autonomous, you will be targeted by them to some extent. However, it's just watching. Really? It really doesn't matter? At least neither Liana nor Fuhua just now have any intention of making things difficult for us. Although this situation could not last forever. But all in all, you don't have to worry about that right now. Ah, that's right. Huh? The weather is nice today. What? I really like this beach. When the sun goes down, shall we come together again? There's something good for you to see. The sunset. Night. Getting rid of Tesla's entanglement and persuading alcohol, Einstein and Walter laid lazily on the beach into two big characters. So cold. It was still warm before I lay down. When the body lacks exercise, it is inevitable to feel cold. Just get used to it. This level is not enough to freeze out of the disease. Wait, what? I guess it's not cold enough to get sick? That's what you're trying to say? Walter, this is the first time you have seen such a clear, starry sky. Yes. The looming sight at the zenith is the Milky Way. That's right. What about the stars? Can you recognize them? Man, all those years of astronomy wasted. I don't know which any of these are anymore. Well, this might be the summer triangle. Depends on the time of year that we're on. Which means the milk. No, here's a Big Dipper. Actually, I think. Pretty sure. So wait, if this is the summer triangle, then Orion should be around one of these. I think it might be this one right here. I don't know. I forgot most of what I learned in astronomy. Well, oh fuck, I was way off. It's over here. I thought it was this one right here. That over there is a North Star. Okay, so there's a North Star. It starts with the V, I think. Right? Right. That's right. The Big Dipper is probably the most famous group of stars in the world. Grover Wargang, Grover Bar, Big Dipper, Plo, there are so many names. But for a layman like me, recognizing the North Star is a limit. Oh, that's cute. So, want me to introduce something else? That's naturally the best. To be honest, I envy those people who can call out the names of stars with just a finger. That's an astronomer. Haha, that's right. Well, I used to be me, but then I stopped, like, studying that shit. However, just to introduce casually, I can also tell you. Let's do that. Let's just chat casually. The youths in the ocean told him that all day today everyone felt a little strange. Whether it's Einstein and Tesla or Rita and Fuhua who have only met one another, everyone seems to be at the same time carrying some thoughts. At this time, chatting is probably necessary. Even casual what? Even casual bullshit is fine. Wanna chat? This is a chat star. Is there a star with such a name? Of course I like to. Oh. Fool. But the following is the norm. How did you find the North Star just now? Well, along the two stars on the head of the bucket and extended towards the center of the sky, and I found it. It is good. Now please look at the handle part. Okay, right here. Think of these three stars as a drawn bow. These stars right here? Pranked. Yeah, I should prank them. Then with this bow, shoot the arrow westward all the way to the Milky Way. West to the Milky Way? What? There are three very bright stars there. Third, the feeling of the triangle. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, the summer triangle, right? The two on both sides of the Milky Way are the famous Weaver Girl and the cowherd of the Eastern legends. Lonely to the right of the Milky Way is Alpha Lyra Vega. Yeah, Vega is like the... Wait, I thought Vega was the North Star. Or it might be one of these two then. On the left side of the Milky Way, accompanied by two small stars, is Alpha Aquila Altair. No, wait. Yeah, this is Vega, and then one of these is Altair, and one of these is Aquila. The two little stars next to Nilong are their two suns. Wow. As for the one above, bathed in the Milky Way, that is Alpha Cygnus, one of the members of the Northern Cross. The Northern Cross. That one, they didn't teach us that. The word swan is written in white bird in Japanese, therefore the white bird that appears in some translated works casually Cygnus. Alpha Cygnus is called Tianjin 4 in the constellation system, commonly known in English as Deneb. Yeah, Deneb! Yeah. It was, yeah, that's where the three stars were. It was Deneb, Altair, and Vega was a summer triangle. It, along with the three stars below and another star further away from the shape of this cross. By the way, A itself, Alpha itself, is actually the tail of a swan. So the longer part of the cross is the neck of the swan. The parts that look symmetrical on both sides are the wings of a swan. That's right. It is the case with the main bright stars in this region. Now let's return to the Big Dipper. Start along the plane of the mouth of the spoon, facing the opposite direction of the handle. It also extends to a location near the Milky Way. What? Here's one that's bright as Vega. That's Alpha Auriga. The pentagon formed by it and several surrounding stars is the main part of Auriga. So this one right here. Alpha Auriga, known as Crazy in the constellation system, commonly known as Capella in English. Yeah, Capella, that was a name that they taught us. The two bright stars below this pentagon are the two heads of Gemini, Alpha Gemini and Beta Gemini. Next. Oh, it changed. Let's look across the Milky Way defected to the south. Did you see anything conspicuous? These over here? Yeah, I was right. The three stars close together on the left. Oh, that's Orion's belt, I think. Several other stars around them are bright too. The three in the middle of Orion's belt. Hey, I know this shit. I don't know what these numbers mean anymore though. These symbols mean anymore though. Orion are called Betelgeuse, and Betelgeuse in the constellation system. In common English names are Alniak, Alnilam, and Mintaka from the Arabic translation. P.S. The correct pronunciation of Betelgeuse is Zhengzhu. I guess in Chinese it is. But yeah, in English they taught us it was like Betelgeuse or something like that. I think I forgot. Super Orion be sweeting hopping to Artemis ain't around. Yeah. Together with Orion above, they form the main part of Orion. Yep. Fortunately, the latitude of London is too high. Otherwise, in the lower left of them, you can see the more dazzling Sirius. That is the brightest star in the sky. Yes. Oh, but you can't see it here. Well, let's look at the upper right of the constellation Orion. Around here, the bright golden star here and a few more stars around it form a V. Where? This one right here? Oh no, right here. Well, what the fuck? Oh, this side? Whoop. And the one sandwiched between Orion and Auriga? That's Alpha Taurus. This little V, it's bull's head. Alpha Taurus called Aldebaran in the constellation system, commonly known in English as Aldebaran. P.S. Mazami Paznami Saint Seiya, Taurus Gold Saint Seiba is named after the star. The Chinese version is generally translated as Aldiba. By the way, I've noticed just now, why are these stars all called Alpha and Beta? Because it was originally named after the brightness. The Bayesian nomenclature is an internationally accepted way of naming stars. It was first created by German astronomer Johann Berger in 1603. I remember him. I don't remember exactly what he did, but I remember the name. In general, in this nomenclature is to assign Greek letters to stars in the constellation according to their brightness, forming the name constellation name plus letter. There are exceptions such as Alpha Draco, whose Chinese name is Yoshu. It is not the brightest star in the constellation Draco. It is called Alpha because it was a North Star 5,000 years ago. Huh. This way. In fact, they all have their own nicknames, but most of them are foreign words and is very inexplicable to pronounce. Aldebaran, Arabic, Alpha Taurus, Capella, Latin, Alpha Auriga, Castor and Pollux, Greek, Alpha and Gemini, and Beta Gemini. I personally think that this kind of messy name is not as meaningful as the alphabetical nomenclature. What? Speaking of Taurus Alpha, on the other side of it, yes, the opposite side of Orion. Have you ever seen a bunch of tiny bright stars huddled together? Well, what? Yeah, there it is. Densely packed, there seems to be 6 or 7. Oh, I remember. Oh, I forgot the name of them too. The 7 sisters. Oh, maybe I don't remember. Pleiades, collectively named the 7 daughters of Atlas. Pleiades, known as Pleiades in Chinese, is one of the nebulae closest to Earth, about 444 light years away, and the Messier Nebula is numbered M45. The nebula contains a series of bright stars that are distinguishable from the naked eye, and a person with normal vision can count as many as 9 if the light conditions permit. That means no light pollution. Atlas himself is a Titan god who holds up the western sky. He is also the etymology of the Atlantic Ocean. Wow. I thought you were not familiar with constellations, myths, or something. No, they really don't make any sense. It's all boring stories where this dies, that dies, and ends up being the star. Occasionally, though, there are comedy endings, and right above our line of sight, above the 7 sisters to the right of our, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, where are they? Oh shit, I don't know where they're at. Oh, right here. 4 bright stars line up neatly, see? What slightly curved but really neat. From left to right, they are Alpha Perseus, Gamma Andromeda, Beta Andromeda, and Alpha Andromeda. Alpha Perseus, Gamma Andromeda, Beta Andromeda, and Alpha Andromeda are respectively called Skyship 3, the Tiana Great General 1, Qui Sui Geo, and B Sud Air in the constellation system. Nicknames are Merfak, Almak, Mirak, Alpharats from the Arabic translations. P.S. In skin pictures, a nebula like a gray spot above B Andromeda is famous M31 Nebula. Andromeda Galaxy, it is about 2.5 million light years from Earth, and then this extragalactic galaxy with a mass about twice that of the Milky Way. It is also the only extragalactic galaxy visible to the naked eye in most of the northern hemisphere. Alpha Andromeda is also known as Delta Pegasus, a star shared by Andromeda and Pegasus. Pegasus is also translated as Pegasus in some works, such as Saint Seiya. What? So this is the story of a certain Greek hero who uses Medusa's head to turn a sea monster into a stone, rescued the princess as a sacrifice, and married her. This column of stars symbolizes the chains that bind the princess. By the way, the main body of the Pegasus is the quadrangle at the end of this chain. You can also take it as the biggest spoon in the sky. Oh. And then to the right is Altair we observed before. If I had to say, it's probably more like a raccoon. Wait, what? You see, this column of stars is the tail, and the extra star in the upper right corner of the quad is the head. With such a long tail, you are the raccoon in the comics. No, nothing wrong. What? What is that at the southernmost sea level? A solitary one? You mean the lower right corner? The one opposite to Altair? Yes, that's what you're referring to. That's Alpha Pisces, the only bright star in the area. Alpha Pisces Australis is called Fomalhaut in the constellation system, and the English nickname is Fomalhaut from the Arabic translation. Since the constellation system specifies the orientation according to the Sun and the North Star, the North and the South stars are opposite to the actual geographical direction. So Alpha Pisces, which is located at a low altitude in the south, has the name of Fomalhaut instead. It looks so lonely. The stars are all alone. If the Earth and the Sun were reduced enough to be placed in front of you and me at the same time, then proportionally the other stars, the closest, would also have to be as far from here as to central London. Buried? Don't be surprised. As big as the universe, as small as an atom, the vast majority of the world is nothing but an empty vacuum. And it is in this empty ocean everybody is gradually gathering together amid the ups and downs of the waves. It took 9 billion years for the universe to finally create the Earth. It took about another 4 billion years for the Earth to become a Garden of Eden we see now. What is even more amazing is that in this Garden of Eden, there are you and me. Feel sorry seems a little provocative. Huh? Winter's not a romantic season. Are you sure? I mean, they do call it cuffing season in the new world. It is said that only on the beach that day, a little bud had just been born between the hearts of the two. Aww. Then the sprout did not get the opportunity it deserved to take root and sprout. Oh no. Modernity is not ancient, and spas are not saunas. The hot bath after stargazing is, of course, separate from men and women. Only. Hey. What the fuck is Otto doing? How have you been lately? Oh, he came to visit Welt. Just because you didn't see a single man during the entire day doesn't mean the night bath will be all yours. Right? Oh, that's the end of that chapter. Chapter 15? The man's chilling. He was just there. relaxing in the water. You're the one from the letters. Wait, so is this the first time he's meeting, well, like Otto? Indeed, I am a proud alpha. But now that we are meeting like this, I guess a proper introduction is in order. My name is Otto Apocalypse, the current overseer of Shixal. Don't stay there. How about you come in and warm yourself? Why are these so close together? Otto Apocalypse? Haha, that's right. If I am lying, I give you permission to hit me. Smack him. Otto Apocalypse. Within my organization, no one dares to say my name. Ha ha ha. He's the person HA was talking about in her Solium Sphere recording. Oh, true. The Valkyrie, right? But wasn't that over 100 years ago? Huh. Sure was. Then he is the second or third generation. Also, he looks incredibly young. You probably heard nasty rumors about me, yes? Shit, who hasn't? That's the sort of rumors that follow me. Of course, some of them are true, but some others are like smoke without fire. But none of that matters. I didn't come here to see you as the overseer. Oh. But to leave the pen names behind and expose it all. Huh? And what do you want? Oh dear friend, do not be nervous. I shouldn't be talking like a playwright right now. Believe it, it'll help you relax a little if I tell you my intentions directly. Oh, please do say. I would like to know as well. Well, I want you to be Otto Apocalypse's successor. What? Oh, nervous sweating. Yeah, true. What I mean by that is that once I retire, I want you to become the next overseer of Shixal. What do you say? What? What are you saying? Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Ah, I can't blame you for being surprised by such a blunt request. You must know, the Apocalypse family doesn't care about blood bonds. From ancient times to the present, the Apocalypse have taken in the most powerful people in the world. So if you want to, you can join the Apocalypse family right now and become my sworn brother. Eh? Are you serious? It's natural for you to think it's weird given that is our first meeting. But I don't care about that sort of things. I've been observing you all this time as the head of the Apocalypse family. You're my opposite. There's no doubt you'll become a great leader one day. The opposite? What do you mean? Hahaha. Your perspective is truly interesting, unlike everybody else's. To be honest, I believe I'm a failure as the overseer. Who would have thought? Because I became the overseer for my own personal gain, but that doesn't matter now. What matters now is you, the exceptionally talented successor I am looking for. Me? Talented? Yes, you're exceptionally talented. Your talent is one that hasn't bloomed yet. It's natural that you would think of yourself as such a hopeless person. Now let me ask you a question. I've read a lot of books over the past 2 years. So in your opinion, among our long-lasting civilization, who deserves to be truly called exceptional? Don't think too deeply about it, just say what comes to your mind. There's no right or wrong answer in a talk between friends. Bro, who said y'all were friends? I think you overestimated me if you really want me to answer. I could name countless celebrities. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. How's Newton? Wasn't you just making fun of others? True. Newton's insight into mathematics was certainly unparalleled. But in terms of being exceptional, I think she doesn't even come close to Shakespeare. Shakespeare, you think the person who wrote To Be or Not to Be is worthy of being called exceptional? Bro, it's called Hamlet, bro. Come on, man. All she did was line up the world's suffering in a neat manner and showed it to the people. Her way of looking at things was different from everyone else, but she didn't have a single bit of sympathy within her. Going by her logic, theorists don't leave their own fields, while writers are cold-hearted to be able to come with many different conflicts. In that case, what about your religious leaders who encourage people to be good? For example, Gautama Buddha. So in the end, we end up with the ancestors of the Apocalypse family. He's your ancestor? What the fuck? Yes, but if I tell you all about it, we won't be done even after 2 days and 3 nights. In short, He couldn't keep up with his own feelings. He couldn't see the big picture, or even what was below him. I couldn't possibly call someone like that exceptional. God damn, bro. Shit. Really hating out here. You sure have standards. Then what about the father of modern Russia? Peter I. He earnestly tried to make his country a better place. Peter was certainly a strong-willed person, but it was his fault. Many innocent people died. A truly exceptional person must avoid all unnecessary bloodshed. Nightingale, the woman known as the White Angel, who reformed the medical system? True. She had indeed exceptional qualities. Working in an area of expertise for her entire life prevented her from going into other areas. Bro, don't let her hear you say that, dog. She's gonna want to amputate some of her limbs. I can't think of many others like Adam Smith, Darwin, Karl Clausewitz. But due to your impossibility high standards, no one can be called an exceptionally talented person. Exactly. All of them were smart individuals capable of shaking the status quo within their specialty. But when it came to other fields, they were unable to put their knowledge to good use. Do you think I can do what those people couldn't? I can't guarantee it, but yes. As far as intellect is concerned, you're certainly not a match for any of them. But you possess something none of them had. Something that they didn't have? Yes. Think about who you are surrounding yourself with these days. The most intelligent person ever recorded, Einstein. The most destructive inventor ever known, Tesla. The most unconventional physicist of our time, Planck. The most powerful Valkyrie of Shikskal, Brigantia. And there's also the sage you've met today, Fu Hua. They all think highly of you, don't you think so? Do they really? Seriously, you yourself is the only one who hasn't noticed. How should I phrase this? Among us, the only one who can connect with all five of them is none other than you. Huh? You don't get it. A truly exceptional person is not one who stands out in the particular era. Oh no. But one who can connect with those outstanding people to bring forth their true potential. Oh, you didn't have to. It's fine. We got through it. And you, as far as I'm aware, are the closest to that, to be that kind of exceptional person. You're a person worth nurturing. Huh? Shouldn't a person like me know their place and live within his limits? Haha, if I'm the most carnivorous of all, you are the most herbivorous of all. What? The meat-eating type of person who is enthusiastic about pursuing social achievements and actively pursuing fame and fortune than investing a lot in their feelings. Herbivorous family refers to another type of people who are introverted, frugal in consumption, have no ambition, and do not ask about world affairs, and are happy to be comfortable and plain. Is there an in-between? Could I be in between those two? Herbivore? Carnivore? Haha, never mind that. What I'm trying to say is the instincts factors human beings are made of not only their personality and disposition. Human nature is determined mostly by ontology, the basic branch of metaphysics which mainly discusses existence itself, that is the essential characteristics of all real things. Information science ontology specifically refers to any formal, explicit, and detailed specification of a shared conceptual system. For example, the version recorded information of a book can be regarded as a ontology of the book retrieval system. Okay, cool. Despite its name, it's nothing too mysterious. I've been alive for over 500 years. Oh, she's just gonna straight up tell him, huh? And after all this time, my ontology is insignificantly compared to the one of the saint. Ooh. Oh, is he talking about Colin? 500 years? Nothing to be surprised about. All I did was make a deal with the devil. Did you really, Autumn? Besides, you won't need to make a deal like that in the first place. You mean... Yes, you'll be able to live for 500 years much easier than me. But that's a talk for another day. Interesting. What do you mean by that? What I want to know is that under the right guidance, your ontology can be 100 times stronger than mine. Mine? Stronger than yours? That's right. You are indeed stronger than me. Are you not aware? Your ontology no longer belongs to a single person. Oh, really? But to humanity as a whole. My ontology, humanity as a whole? We have chosen the position in life in which we can most of all work for mankind. This text is the paragraph of viewed considerations when choosing a career. The author is a 17-year-old named Karl Marx. Huh. In the rest of his life, he will strive to practice this idea that seems to be a bit secondary. Socialism? No burdens can borrow us down because they are sacrifices for the benefit of all. Then we shall experience no petty, limited, selfish joy, but our happiness will belong to millions. Our deeds will live on quietly but perpetually at work, and over our ashes will be shed the hot tears of noble people. Does it make you jealous just someone is able to spout such inspiring words? Does it make you want to be an ally of justice and keep the cycle going? It's been 10 years since the World War ended. Places outside of London are still having electrical problems. Wait here, I'll go ask the owner something to light up the place. Oh, the lights just straight up went out. Okay. Asegi no mikata. No need. Huh? If you are really trying to convince me to do something, stop only concerning about yourself. Emiya intensifies, true hero of justice. You don't understand anything, Mr. Overseer. Did I say something that offended you? No, you didn't say anything wrong. But that's precisely why that I find it hard to believe you. I see. Then, I hope time will give us the answers we seek. Well then, let us meet again, my friend. Oh, interesting meeting. What's up? Please wait a moment. Who's there? Oh, is it Rita? Dang, already chapter 15, huh? Oh, it just skipped it? I didn't dream today either. Oh man. Good quality sleep. I mean, I guess. The morning air has salty smell unique to the sea. The quilt soaked with dampness was rigidly covering him. The back of the curtains reflected the square light on the window. It is indeed a new day. Pack up and drive back to London, where Ida's deciphering results should be waiting for us. Has a strange premonition. I always feel the faith in myself and people around me will change dramatically. That is something I avoided facing at one point. At one point, he refused to do much further thinking under the pretext of putting aside the guesswork. Not very fond of the city of London. Just feel that we, under the same roof, are used to each other's existence. Even Walter seems to have been one of them from a long time ago. I sincerely hope that this peaceful day can continue on forever. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Declaration of Independence. Yep. The sentence comes from that. Okay. I mean, you didn't have to add that if you're gonna add it here, bruh. In a place of old bourgeois society with its classes and class antagonisms, we shall have an association in which the free development of each is a condition of the free development of each is a condition of free development of all. Communist Party Declaration. Oh, I see. Interesting. Very different ideologies right there, huh? Sentence comes from the Communist Manifesto. Oh. The full sentence reads, in place of the old bourgeois society with its classes and class antagonisms, there will be association in which the free development of each is a condition from the free development of all. I see. Military organizations such as Schicksalm tend to easily trample over anything besides the right to live. In a moment of life and death, this is indeed a helpless thing, but also unilaterally enforcing such rights will make them lose their value. When it comes to military organization, if one were to turn upside down the rules at its core, they will gradually turn evil in a similar way to the enemies they once destroyed. Even if its leader excels in both civil and military areas, like George III or Napoleon I, it is a complete incompetent like Charles I or Louis VI. That person, H.A. conveyed her views through her videos. She believes Driscoll philosophy is fundamentally problematic. Gee, I wonder why. If Driscoll goes down the same path as many other empires in history, if it turns out to be an organization formed to fulfill the ambitions of few, then any person with common sense must stand on the opposite side against it. However, the other side is like an engine fueled by the flames of revenge, not even trying to hide their intentions. Princess Nancy? No. Hamlet. When I first met the CEO of General Mechatronics, GME, she left that kind of impression on me. Who, Newton? Oh, Nancy Thomas Edison, real-life version of Hamlet. That's right. It's not like she's lacking feelings or desires. It's not like she's lacking humanity. But when it comes to very specific matters, she puts her emotions aside and makes her choices based on her own inherent interests. That being revenge against the Honkai with her own hands, for her own family, or maybe for all of humanity. And to do so, she won't hesitate to eliminate any obstacles that get in her way. She won't rest until her goal is achieved. Herself, her company, her country, Driscoll, they're all pawns she's willing to use to fulfill her goals. It's weird. What's so good about living that kind of life? To fulfill her goals, she turned herself into a tool whose only purpose is to fulfill her own wishes. She's different compared to everyone else. Tesla is also the type to get emotional, but in a completely different direction. Look at her sleeping. I think it's much cuter than her. I should sleep some more. Today could be a long day. Oh, back to bed. Knock knock. Huh? What time is it? Who's knocking at this hour? Hey Bob, here to go see... Huh? What? Should we go up and left? You're not some 80-year-old grandma. Stop waking up so early. Huh? Wait, did they share a room? Knock knock. Ah, you're annoying. I'll open up in a sec, idiot. Who is it, Whelp? It is. Hey, look at that, homie got some nice drip. Good morning, Professor Tesla. Who are you? Ah, she doesn't recognize him. That day earlier. Mr. Walter, please stop. Who? It's me, Rita. Old lady boss? It's hard to talk in the hallway. You come with me first. Although it happened suddenly, I was very embarrassed. But what's wrong? Your laundry hasn't time to dry yet. Once there's a power outage here, it will last for about half a day. Damn, that's a long time. So when you go back tomorrow, you may have to change your clothes. I didn't break extra codes. That one is also because of accidentally getting mud on the beach. Don't be nervous, don't be nervous. It's an oversight of our work, so your coat... I'll find a way to fix it. Dude, Rita's so cute. I happen to have a men's formal suit here. Would you like to try it on? Ah, not bad. It really fits. Hey, yeah, it looks really good on him. It's kind of tailor-made. Haha, my vision for judging a figure is very accurate. Oh, so she had it made for him? Ah, that's right. Here's a gift from you from another guest. Another guest? That is called Fuhua. Ooh, she said she was your friend. Fuhua. No wonder it looks similar. It's kind of like how the one that she wears. How could she? Can I take it apart here and see? Of course you can. This bells and whistles. It's pepper spray. What? A spray can for girls' self-defense. Spray it in the face. Tweet something that can make the perpetrator uncomfortable. Although the compressed gas inside can be used a few times because there's no difficulty in operation. For your guess, it seems to be quite practical. No practical at all. Bruh, come on. This is packing no matter how you look at it. It's a girl's toy. Oh, come on, dude. Don't be like that. After all, why does she think I need this? Pepper spray. This poor bishop is really looked down upon by his own Valkyrie. That's right. At the careful inspection, there's a note inside the gift box. Ooh, what does it say? The shore is far from shaping. The sunset is on bright on the way home from the sun. Guessing it's from one of her poems again. The sentence comes from Nyangxing Anjuan Shaping, which was written by Ouyang Jiong, a poet from the later Shu during the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period. The full word is, the shore is far away from the sand, and the sun is slanting on the road to return to the sunset. The peacock takes pity on the golden green tail and faces the water. It is not surprising to recognize pedestrians. What does that mean? I don't know what it means either. Oh. Motherfucker read my mind. What the fuck? So you keep it safe. If something happens, read a poem. Someone might make a special trip to save you. But Dr. Tasso is jealous. Aww. Eat your sister's vinegar. Why am I jealous? That... I mean... That bishop's business. Just leave him alone. Is it okay? If you want to manage it, how do you manage it? Bro, this grammar is not good. Oh, it's not about how I care. Oh, okay, I know you're really upset. Seriously? Big deal. We all jumped to Edison's side. What a big deal. You don't hate her very much. What? Yes. But so what? Do you think it's better if we don't help you if something goes wrong? No, that's not what I meant. Well, shut up then. When the sky falls, it's not your turn to hold on. Besides, I quite like your courage to choke him to death in the face. The same goes for chicken coop heads, right? Later in the day. Oh, back to the AI. Ladies and gentlemen, the encrypted information in Soul Steel has been deciphered. Yay! It's been a whole week already? There are 2 pieces of content, a string of text and another video. Ooh. I'll start with the text first, okay? Alright. As usual, AI projected the text directly into the air. In English, follow the Freedom Trail, then visit Lexington in the midnight. Wait, I thought it was a long text. Follow the Freedom Trail, then visit Lexington at midnight. The Freedom Trail is a line marked by the Red Fort Tile since 1951 that connects 16 historic sites to the Revolutionary War in downtown Boston. Does this refer to the Boston landscape? Really? Want to toss us back and forth between most of the earth? Watch the video first. True. Okay, let's watch it. Oh, is it the same Valkyrie? Yeah, damn, she's cute. But what's with her face? Is that a scar? What is this? The person in the image is obviously the mysterious HA. However, she seems to be a little older than she was when the last video recorded. Yeah, I thought she was dying in the last video. I guess she lived? First, let me congratulate you for decrypting my message, explorers of the distant future. I do not know how difficult it is to cross the ocean in your era. Maybe it's a trivial thing. But still, I would like to take your time and think this carefully. About what you will do with the information after you have found the last Solium sphere. I trust you remember the conclusion I mentioned earlier, yes? Triskel cannot beat the Honkai by relying on brute force alone. I admit this is merely my personal opinion, but I truly believe the conclusion I have reached is a correct one. Of course, it is not my intention to force my opinion on you all. There are no 2 people who think the exact same way. You should have seen me in my younger days in the previous video. Yep, we did. I wonder if I seemed like I deeply despised evil and would not stop to rest even for a moment. Kinda did. Give off those vibes. I would not say something changed within me, but as I continue with my secluded lifestyle, I learned to see the world in a broader perspective. Rather than blindly hating someone, one must work hard to improve their judgment. I want you all to do the same. Whatever your final opinion may be, I want you to listen to the voice deep inside your hearts. One thing you cannot take back in this world is misjudgment and wasted time. Please understand that. Actions are just means to an end. What we must look at are the ideals behind them. Which is why I want you to go travel to a country that never appeared in the history of ancient civilizations. The United States of America. America was founded by people like that. They listened to their inner voices and bravely stood up, projected just as they believed in. If only it was like that now, huh? Ah, it is about the time I tell you my real name. Ooh. Harmony Ayet. My original surname was Montier. I am a descendant of Gilbert de Montier, Marquis de Lafayette. Ooh, also known in the business world as Godfather. Oh shit. The Marquise of Lafayette. She has such descendants? Who is that? A nation nobleman? Hello, don't you know the Marquise of Lafayette? My goodness. So who is this Marquise? Yes, please tell us, Tesla. Participated in the American Revolution at the age of 18, participated in the French Revolution at the age of 36, and participated and led the French Revolution again at the age of 72. God damn. He's known as the hero of the two worlds. You say you don't know such a person? Well, probably because I'm neither French nor American. Huh. Anyway, let me tell you, there are 5 roads near Boston alone called Lafayette Avenue. Think about it. Her ancestors are her ancestors. She herself is herself. We don't care about these fake things. But at the end of the day, we don't really know what we're about to discover. But nonetheless, it is still possible that there's a time when the bow has no option of turning back. Tesla. Walter. You want to stop here and hand over the truth to someone more powerful? Or do you want to independently uncover the secrets that this Godfather has painstakingly kept hidden until now? Ooh. Yes. What chapter is this? Are we on 16? Hold on, let me double check. Yes, so this is 17. Man, 17 is short again. So we'll read 17, 18, and then 19. I hope to leave them with the full story. Thursday, November 24, 1955 at 1 a.m. Oh, Christmas Eve. The first quarter moon is not very bright, yet outside the streetlights there were 5 fingers out of sight. Holding a modified WS number 88 wireless transceiver in one hand and a bright searching light in the other. Australia is a VHF FM transceiver, commonly known as a walkie-talkie, used by the British military in the 1950s mainly for short range within 2 miles of military communications. Saying goodbye to the driver borrowed from North American branch, Dr. Einstein and her companions are standing on the streets of Boston late at night. This is 139 Tremont Street, the entrance to Boston Common, the starting point of the Freedom Trail. Wait, what year was it again? 1955? Right. The century-old commemorative line was renovated 4 years ago. The dark red floor tiles are like coagulated blood, linking the turbulent era with the present. This is where the road to freedom begins. Ada, did you find anything? Weak Honkai energy reaction detected. Ooh. The ciphertext matches the previously obtained key. It is an audio recording of pre-civilized humans. The signal length is 348 units, all of which have been received. The WS number 88 walkie-talkie emits a series of noisy electronic tones. Ada's core can only survive in such a simple device, and even her own image cannot be generated stably. Then please translate. No problem, Dr. Einstein. If people from future civilization find this recording, I want you to learn the truth. The Honkai of this planet are born from civilization. Oh, what the fuck? As human civilization develops, so does the power of the Honkai. Every time the Honkai gave birth to a Hersher, humanity defeated by paying a huge price. Hersher of reason, Hersher of the void, Hersher of lightning, Hersher of wind, creation and destruction, domination and restraint. Ooh. Wait, who the fuck? Oh, the wind, that's right. Creation, destruction, domination, and restraint. It's missing a couple other ones, aren't there? Each one of these 12 fast incidents caused damage comparable to that of a world war. As a result, almost 70% of cities around the world have been destroyed. But everything that happened in the past pales in comparison to what I will talk about. Ooh. Getting to the good shit, alright. You know all this history he's talking about, Ada? I don't know, Mr. Walter. There's no relevant knowledge in my database. And self-consciously, I haven't lived through that era either. You may not know, Walter, when Ada was discovered, it was still not on. Oh, really? So they made her, but they just didn't turn her on? For example, that is to say, it was born in this era after it was discovered. Well, anyway, let's go ahead. The other party should be planning to leave a small record at each attraction. The second attraction on the Freedom Trail is the Massachusetts state capitol. Walk through the park and go to Beacon Street. Speaking of which, why is it called the Lighthouse Street? Of course, because there was a lighthouse here. Not only is this street called Lighthouse Street, but this era is also called Lighthouse Hill. You know, Boston has been one of the most important ports in North America since about 400 years ago. Losing landmarks due to urban development is also a helpless thing. Beacon Hill was leveled by the need for land reclaiming long before the Irish moved into the city on a large scale. The mass migration of the Irish into the northeastern United States began after the Great Irish Famine of 1845. The famine caused by a failed potato harvest and inaction by the British government has halved the population of the island of Ireland. Since most of the Irish who have left or died in the disaster are poor Gaelic-speaking natives, the local language in Ireland has gradually become English, which has permanently changed the language and cultural ecology of the land. Huh, interesting. Weak Honkai energy reaction detected. The ciphertext matches previously obtained key. It is an audio recording of pre-civilized humans. The signal length is 194 units, all received. Let's stop talking about useless topics. Let's see what it has recorded. Alright. Let's see. The Celtic girl was held prisoner on the 33rd floor of a military base. Although she emitted a strong Honkai energy signal, she didn't possess any special ability. Needless to say, she also kept her consciousness as a human. Her real intention, which was brought up by a polygraph, was just, I want to go home. For fear, I repeat, it is at the bottom of all intolerance. I can already guess what happened to her. I repeat, fear is the cause of all intolerance. This is what Hendrik Willem van Loon famously wrote in his book Tolerance. Although born in the Netherlands, he is generally regarded as the intellectual community as once belonging to the United States. So is it talking about Herrscher the Void? Or was their story exactly the same as the new one in the previous era? But what could be Hal's goal? For all we know, she could have manufactured all this information. Next one is a Park Street Church. Turn right at the next corner. Oh, so you can't come up with anything? Look at her face. I won't get ahead of myself. If you get to the end of the Freedom Trail, we should be able to listen to the full recording. Right. I'm surprised you can remain this calm. I'll take that as a compliment. Not passing judgment lightly is one of the strengths as a researcher. Ha. Alright, another recording. One day an assassin broke into their jail cell and mercilessly killed her. What the fuck? No one could predict that. At the moment of her death, her power as a 12th Herrscher which manifest. Oh shit, the 12th Herrscher. The Herrscher of corruption. It was a virus, the source of an infection who had his own ego. It didn't only affect living things, but machinery as well. Oh shit. So a unique virus like that exists. I suppose it's not theoretically impossible considering we know of cheating weapons like the Abyss Flower. Next is Granary Burying Ground. It should be around the corner. Yeah. Well, whatever, let's go. It first infected the assassin, and throughout its biochip, it gained access to various electronic systems, including the military bases system. All the missiles in the base fueled by her anger were fired at the few remaining cities. Needless to say, those cities were destroyed. People and machines both were quickly and instantly vaporized due to the high temperature of the explosions. Shit. The base was closed off from the outside by the Herrscher. With every minute that went by, the Herrscher gained more control. With every minute that went by, more of my companions were infected. They were isolated by a gate that wouldn't open, and in their despair became living corpses. quite literally living corpses. We lost control for 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 20 seconds. They were the longest 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 20 seconds in human history. But we were fortunate to have enough time to think about countermeasure. We destroyed bioships inside our bodies and destroyed most of our electronic devices. Then a certain professor managed to set up a trap to seal this terrifying Hersher inside a box. The price we paid was the decline of humanity. From a knowledge perspective, we could say it wasn't a painful loss. Thankfully, there were many scholars among the survivors. They never gave up and continued fighting. From a technical perspective, we had many bases and shelters left intact due to the lack of people, so it was possible to rescue them. If luck is on our side, we'll be able to gain our military strength and come back stronger. But from a civilization perspective, human civilization is done for. Factories that existed for over 100 years, pieces of art that had been passed down through generations for more than 1,000 years, urban societies housing over 100 million people, they're all gone. We lost, plain and simple. Shit. Which is why we plan to abandon this base and spread out. North America, South America, islands far away from any continent. Under the leadership of a certain professor, we are amassing what little power we have left. Several fleets were formed, and using our few remaining supplies, we are going to leave this base and head for another shelter. I wonder if they're talking about May, when they mean a certain professor. Dr. May, that is. Our professor kept telling us our home isn't a particular geographical location. Home can be anywhere because our people and comrades will be there. Okay. My home is where my comrades are. Perhaps what she said was true, because that devastated island became a promised land for us. Today's the day we depart. We had a total of 15,626 casualties at the base. All of their names were read aloud before we left. There were some I knew. There were some I only learned at the time of their burial. I want to record their story here as best as I can, for that will be the only thing left behind of them. I know everything else. But why do we stop in front of this manhole cover? It's not a manhole cover. Take a good look at the words above. March 5th, 1770, the Boston Massacre. The Boston Massacre was a clash between British soldiers and the people of Boston, resulting in the deaths of 5 people. On March 5th, 1770, a British officer, John Goldfinch, returned to camp after purchasing a wig. The wig shop clerk, Edward Garg, misunderstood that the officer did not pay, so he shouted to the officer. The officer explained and planned to leave. Who knows what is an entourage? Huge white grieved when the officer quarreled with the clerk and finally fought, hurt him. The clerk was bleeding profusely, wailing and crying, and an angry crowd immediately surrounded the officer and his subordinates. Another British officer, Thomas Preston, led a few soldiers to rescue them, only to be stoned and beaten by the crowd. Yikes. The British Army opened fire on the crowd in a hurry, killing 5 civilians and causing 6 people injuries. Although the responsibility for this incident was not entirely on the British Army, it greatly intensified the military-civilian conflicts in the British North American colonies. It eventually led to the outbreak of the American Revolutionary War. Shit. This is the 10th location of the Freedom Trail, the Boston Massacre site. Number 289, Bakab Sullivan. Number 290, Hunab Sullivan. Number 291, Kamasosi Sullivan. Number 292, Izama Sullivan. 293, Shishiku Sullivan. The Sullivans were warriors. Noel, Kamazoli, and Izama were infected in battle. Backup was alone there. He was killed by his own brothers. Oof. The little sister, Shishiku, survived until the end of the battle, but 3 days later she ran out of medicine and unfortunately died from her wounds. Those 5 siblings didn't know me. All I did was bury their bodies. There were countless scratches on Shishiku's body. It seemed she was lost her mind before she died. Yikes. Number 3426, Hester Colt. Hester was a capable orator. He often visited military bases around the country. When I found him, his corpse was lying on the ground. His arms were bent, staring at a swapping lamp with empty eyes. Going back to scene, he probably didn't stop preaching after being attacked by the Hersher. On the contrary, he must have turned up to 11. As if his own speech had the power to corrupt as well, he and his audience gave gave in to the euphoria and died from exhaustion. I've heard Oster's speeches before. Thankfully, I wasn't a fan of him. Damn. Number 5390. Ambrosino Morel. Ambrosino was shot dead. Oof. He wasn't attacked by the Hersher. The man who shot him didn't lose his reason either. On the contrary, he was completely sane. His fingertips on the murder weapon had been carefully wiped out. Huh, what? Then why'd he kill him? This was a planned homicide. The assassin took advantage of the chaos to commit his crime. Ambrosino was a purser, stingy old man. I've exchanged greetings with him a few times, but honestly he was an apathetic person. He had no family left, and his sons and he's lost his hometown, so he was relocated temporarily to the base. I wonder what kind of person wanted to kill him. Number 8421, Wendigo Carey. Number 8422, Rowena Laurel. Number 8594, Yorkshire Martinez. Number 8595, Copley. Wendigo was a pastor. He was a prayer room that wasn't directly attacked by the Hersher, but he ended up dying first. According to our intel, many believers were infected by the Hersher, fell into confusion, and surrounded Wendigo. Yikes. Instead of running away, he stood where he was and started praying for them. He believes the believers teared him apart and consumed his flesh. Ew. I've heard of him before. He was a very religious person. I can't even imagine what he prayed to his God moments before his death. Number 8422 to number 8522 were all civilians. After they were done eating Wendigo, they began to kill each other. Rowena was a blonde woman. Yorkshire was a burial man. Cook ran a business. Before the Hersher of corruption appeared, they were all equal. Number 12687, Edwards Mannerheim. Number 12686, Shelley Mannerheim. Edwards was a noble. He was the last man of the Mannerheim family, and Shelley was his wife. Shelley came to our base to marry Edwards. Edward was wearing a white tuxedo and Shelley a wedding dress before the battle began. Shelley had to cut up the skirt of her dress, and altogether they took up arms. The cause of death was blood loss and infection from their wounds. Shelley was hugging Edward's body when she died. I declined to keep them in that position when it was time to bury them. Hey, welcome, Amy. How you doing? Unfortunately, we weren't able to make the typical tombstone of the Mannerheim family for them. Number 14936, Patricia Singer. I knew Patricia personally. She was one of the few military doctors stationed at the base. During that endless hour, she was willing to put herself in danger and stood on the front lines treating everyone's wounds. As soon as we regained control of the base, I saw her body with my own eyes. She collapsed in front of the control center. The blood coming from her body was mixing with the red brick floor, but we had to keep moving forward. Bunker Hill Monument? So this is where the Freedom Trail ends? It is finally over, those heavy stories. From the perspective of the red brick road, from the list of the 16 attractions, we still have the Constitution to go. While the wooden warship had been in service with the U.S. Navy since more than 100 years ago. Since the recordings were at the moment are still telling the stories of the victims, so HA is likely leave this opinion near the USS Constitution, or Lexington in conclusion. Yep, Tesla and Einstein. This is like, what are the names of those? Yeah, there's it's like the backstory of like when they were part of Chickasaw, and probably later on whenever they goofy ass names. True, goofy ass scientific names. Yep, that's it. The last stop in the shoot was the USS Constitution. Here, HA left their personal thoughts. I am HA. I am sure you have heard of my boys before. I used to be a Valkyrie of the organization known as Chickasaw. Oh shit, the pre-civilization Chickasaw? When I found this particular material in Yellowstone that survived 50,000 years ago, I could not control my curiosity. I listened to all the recordings using the equipment I found here. You are blessed. I left you only 6 out of those heartbreaking stories. I swear to you, listening to hundreds of those stories of death is not a good idea. Since I was unfamiliar with the old language, I asked a certain scholar to secretly translate them for me. But out of nowhere, he was accused of false charges and imprisoned by Chickasaw. This happened in 1829. His name is Niels Henrik Abel. If possible, please investigate the truth of that incident. Soon afterwards, I was falsely accused as well. In my case, the Valkyrie who came to arrest me decided to look the other way, so I did not meet the same end as him. I kept to myself the most important piece of information from my Solium sphere and handed over the rest to Destiny. Perhaps I stopped trusting them long before that. They continued to take the same approach towards the enemy. Any enemy must be thoroughly exterminated. That determination to eliminate any opposition made me question if it was not being used as an excuse to cover up their own dirty deeds. The Solium Spear I could not keep with me was destroyed by the Overseer, and the scholars who tried to study it were dealt with by depriving them of food and warmth. Dang, what the fuck? Fucking Otto. Neither Shiskal nor its Overseer can exterminate the Honkai in the real sense of the word. Even if they could catch up or even surpass the technological level of the previous civilization, especially when taking into account the Hersher and their mysterious abilities, if they do not change their methods, the future of humanity will remain bleak. Entrusting the fate of the world to an organization such as Shiskal is a complete mistake. I have left behind a weapon in Lexington that can pose a threat to that Overseer. Oh shit. Use it wisely, but keep in mind, no action is the best threat. Because if you take action and your plan does not work, nobody will be afraid of you anymore. Oh shit. Chicken coop, what do you think? One-sided words. Well, however, it does not make sense. Are you going to wait until you find what should cause a weapon before deciding what to do next? Yeah, very interesting. I wonder what this weapon is that they're talking about. I'm drawing some guys with abs right now. It hurts. Aw. Sounds pretty nice. Who are you drawing right now? Could there be a better way? Is it possible to make a judgment without evidence? Knowing you would say that. Thank me. I suggest that you bring all the important things in the dormitory with you in a large or small bag. Isn't it because Schrodinger specially arranged a special plane for us to have the opportunity to do so? I know you just don't want to praise me. If Schrodinger took this matter so seriously, why didn't she come? It is said that Edison's experiment has reached a critical stage and he can't get out of it. She also specially suggested that we go to New York to see the Epoch making energy installation. Gee, what Epoch making? The iron clock? What can she do? Even if you don't like her, don't say that. What do you know? When adults speak, children do not interrupt. Damn, bro. Massachusetts, H6D 626. Ah, that's it. Please. Schrodinger prepared the car. What is this? Is this a Rolls Royce? Yo, they got a fancy ride? You're not mistaken. Schrodinger and all that Iron Rooster will prepare such a good car for us. Dear Miss Tesla. Now that the night is dead, shall we take an unprecedented ride? Just wanted to say hi. Alright, so you can head out? Alright, take it easy, Amy. Good luck on your drawings. Thanks for stopping by. See, the Rolls Royce with license plates ran for more than 10 miles down Massachusetts Avenue, accompanied by the excited yelling of Miss Tesla. It finally came to a stop with a sudden brake. Oh wait, so what's did they find the weapon, or is it somewhere else? What the group of people are facing at the moment is a small triangular park by the roadside. Unlike its inconspicuous era, it is a great landmark that had deeply imprinted its own existence into human history. Lexington. This is where the first shots of the American Revolutionary War were fired on April 19, 1775. The battles of Lexington and Concord were an armed conflict between the British Army and the North American militia that took place on April 19 of 1775. Although the United States Senate passed a resolution in 1908 to designate the battle Point Pleasant and the first battle of the American Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783, battles of Lexington and Concord are still widely regarded in American society as being as a starting point of the War of Independence. Ada. 42.45 degrees north latitude, 71.23 degrees west longitude. It is determined that the largest area, the target area, has been entered, and the search mode is now turned on. Oh, okay, bet. Target source detected. So fast? Ignoring Walter's questions, Ada carried out a series of procedures on her own. The accountant login is successful and the password is the same as before. Target source has been requested to land and use decoherence to disarm the hyper-camouflage. Hyper-camouflage? What the fuck? Hyperdimensional camouflage removed. The soft landing was successful. The target should be right in front of you. Please accept it. What is it? Oh, what the? It stood out greatly. It was bright as the moon. After deactivating the hyperdimensional camouflage, a golden sphere of light appeared in the air and slowly ascended in front of Wealth. Ada, what is that? Model 1625 floating storage room with the superdimensional camouflage. It can be suspended above a fixed location and will not be discovered for a long time. Open it up, Ada. Get it, Dr. Einstein. What is it? Oh, that's the sphere that the Valkyrie had on in her room. The golden, damn, that shit's fucking huge. What the fuck? The golden sphere opened slowly. It was about the size of a single person and opened outwards as if it were a lotus flower. The transparent case inside was gradually exposed. In a transparent case, a blue sphere about 10 centimeters in diameter floated quietly. Marusazu. Eh? Ada, what does that mean? There's a divine key, Professor Tesla. Oh shit. Identification code of target object 9 divine key, Eden Star. Oh shit. Oh shit. Star of Eden. What chapter is this? 18, right? Knew it. This is chapter 18, right? Yes, okay. Star of Eden. The divine key. You're lying next to its hair in the ground. Struggle to get up as you move to look to your left and notice the Spree River flowing. Spree River originates in the Czech Republic, runs through the city from Berlin to the capital of Germany, and then joins the Elbe River and flows to the North Sea. During the Cold War, the surface of the Spree and Havel rivers was one of the few reaches in the Berlin Wall. You look across the river, south towards the Brandenburg Gate. It is located in the center of Berlin, the symbol of Berlin. It was built by order of Frederick the Great to commemorate Prussia's miraculous victory in the 7 Years' War. During the Cold War, the Brandenburg Gate itself was part of the Berlin Wall, and only the East Germany border guards could approach it. The fire created black smoke, swaying in the air like a black mud. Wait, so I'm guessing this is the Honkai eruption of 1950 in Berlin? Yeah, 1952. January 1st, 1952. Noon. The Reaper descended into Berlin from its cloudy sky. The streets were full of rubble. Buildings and vehicles have their shape changed and are exhaling black smoke. Fire comes and goes, and it feels performing neurotic dance. It soars the sky and immediately descends to the ground. Suddenly something was big was blown into the sky by an explosion and made a loud noise as it fell near you. It was a T-54, one of the best Soviet tanks, turned upside down. Oh shit. The T here is clinic letter pronounced as T. It is a premium tank designed by the Soviet Union and started mass production in 1947. Since then, the T-54 and its sister, the T-55, have quickly become the main armor of the Warsaw Pact countries and have been exported to many countries. Participating in almost all armed conflicts in the second half of this 20th century, the T-54-55 is considered to be the most produced tank in history, and its total may be as high as around 100,000. Oh shit. P.S. Famous 5 pairs of road wheels. The Type 59 tank is an improved version of the T-54. You keep walking forward slowly as if you were paralyzed. As far as your eye can see, there was no one alive. A piece of barbed wire attached to 2 wooden piles fell from the sky. It originally belonged to a fence which divided the occupied area. Oh, was it the Berlin Wall? After Nazi Germany announced its unconstitutional surrender to the Allies on May 18, 1945, the Allies divided Germany into 4 occupied areas which were under the control of the Soviet Union, the United States, Britain, and France, respectively, and democratized and demilitarized the occupied areas, a denazification. After the start of the Cold War, the 3 restrictions of the United States, Britain, and France were collectively called West Berlin. There are no more living beings here. There's no need for fences anymore. A broken what? Pierced through his pair of pants, revealing its white figure. A broken bone? Ugh. Jet black flows from under his shirt. Not even the flies dare to look at it. Not even 7 years ago, at the end of the Battle of Berlin, the city was desolated as it was today. The Battle of Berlin, April 16, 1945 to May 2nd, 1945, was the last major battle of the European theater of the World Wars II. The Soviet and Polish coalition forces suffered more than 360,000 casualties. The Germans suffered more than 310,000 casualties, and more than 480,000 surrendered or were captured. At 2150 on April 30th, the Red Army planted the victory flag on the dome of the Reichstag in Berlin, marking the complete defeat of the Nazis. On May 8, Germany formally signed an unconditional surrender agreement, ending the war in Europe. If war is what creates hell on earth, then Berlin today is a graveyard where not even wandering lost souls remain. He kept walking forward, slowly, as if he were paralyzed. You could feel life in the distance. Do you wish for a savior? You felt the boys that didn't belong to you coming from the back of your throat. Yes, of course I do. Gleaming eyes covered in mud and smoke that looked at you. When you prayed for them and placed your hand on their forehead, you suddenly noticed nothing was coming off their enlarged pupils anymore, as if they were remains that had accepted death. Savior? You see the suspicious world burn fiercely and fly high into the sky from the cold ground. You lose your reason and run towards that word as fast as you can. However, a wall suddenly blocked your way. Cold walls, as if they were made of ice, were blocking your path from all directions. You take a deep breath and see a sight more terrifying than hell. There were no fences or lookouts. There was only a pile of hard and cold, stacked together. On top of there was something akin to a frost. It sparkled with a cold light, like a freshly brought ice cream. You can't hear the sound of explosions, only a silently burning flame that calms you to your very core. When you looked to your side, you saw people running a few kilometers away. They're being guided by a strange group. Are the occupying forces gathering, or perhaps are they evacuating people? Every road leading to the city center is blocked by barricades. There are many types of barricades: military sandbags, street lights, handrails, machine parts, a T-shaped steel frame, twisted cars and tanks, and the red barbed wire stripped from the fences. On top of the barricades were several. One had its arms stretched out as if it was trying to protect something with its hard end. Damn. You should have realized it already. Below your feet was only ashes could be found. But you are not reconciled. Under the illusion of being a savior, you desperately keep picking up the fragments of their souls. You don't know their names. You don't know their pasts. You don't even know why there are monsters that don't seem to belong to this planet here. Stubbornly, you just keep on picking them up. Then you hear it speak. Engrave their feelings into your soul, as if that would bring salvation, as if you were a savior. You're lying next to a tear in the ground. You're exhausted. Fatigue has reached its max and your mind has stopped clearly thinking. Now that you are tired to finally notice, what you are doing is completely meaningless. You are not, or in much less, but you are already too tired. Fatigue is taking over every cell in your body. Your consciousness is slowly fading. Before you fall into a deep slumber amidst the mud, you started to think that, in fact, you have accomplished something amazing. Though you don't know where this is the past, the present, or the future, a butterfly landed on your fingertips. You will fix its broken wings. Wait, so that was Welt? So he was in Berlin when the Honkai eruption happened, huh? Shit. But what was that thing that he was talking to? Are you awake? Aw, cute. You seem to have a bad nightmare. I seem to be in a car, lying on her lap. Aw, bro, I wish that were me. Tesla is driving? What's wrong with me? Yes, what did the god key do? No, I guess it shouldn't have anything to do with God's key. It's probably a natural disaster that knocked you down. What the fuck? Natural disaster? While you were passing out, an earthquake occurred. Earthquake? Am I injured by the earthquake? No, not what you think. The vibration is not very strong. Boston shouldn't get hurt. According to IDA's monitoring of aftershocks, the epicenter should be in the New York City area and Manhattan. Manhattan, that is not... Well, it is where Edison and the others work. Oh shit. But that's not the most worrying part. At the same time as he fainted, Ada also had a brief glitch. According to the results of its self-examination, it was high-frequency energy pulses that caused the anomaly. Energy pulses? Yes. They're electromagnetic pulses that we're relatively familiar with. It's strange and terrifying. The collapse pulse. Oh shit. Buried. Worst case scenario, what happened in Berlin could happen again in New York. A Honkai eruption? Number 24, 1955 at 4 a.m. State Highway 1, the Blackstone River on the border of Rhode Island and Massachusetts. US Route 1 starts from the Key West, Florida in the south. Key West, the northernmost town in the continental United States, only 171 kilometers away from Havana, the capital of Cuba. On the other side, coast north, Fort Kent, Maine. Fort Kent is connected with the Highway 161, New Brunswick near Route 161, New Brunswick, Canada. The total length of 3,846 kilometers. It is one of the main highways connecting 15 states on the east coast of the United States. From 1957, the function of National Highway 1 was gradually replaced by the new Interstate 95. Interstate 95 refers to as I-95. The Lab 42 researcher, whose full name is Federico Nikola Tesla, is holding the steering wheel with full attention. In fact, she hadn't concentrated on driving. She has reason to believe that she would be the most emotionally unstable one. For a while. After the useless guy wakes up, I will leave it to her, who is more responsible to explain all the circumstances of the cause and effect. However, he will pass out due to the Honkai pulse. It also means that the physical state of the useless guy is entered an unstable stage. No, now it's not the time to worry about that. In the headset, Ada could still be hearing her trying to dial. Maybe it was because of the electromagnetic pulse just now. All kinds of numbers could not be dialed. In unprotected appliance, anything connected to electrical wires such as electrical systems, electronics, integrated circuits, etc. can suffer irreparable damage within the reach of an EMP. Compared to transistors, electronic tubes, vacuum tubes are less vulnerable to electromagnetic pulses, but that's just the tube itself. If it hadn't been specifically strained to connect with Ada, this WS number 88 could probably not have escaped the fate of being short-circuited and melted under the electromagnetic pulse. The paralysis of information means the paralysis of society. Am I going to drive blindly to New York like this? Wish there was another number that miraculously... Here's an emergency management agency Providence special liaison's office. What department are you in? Oh my god, it's really connected now. We are directly under the Destiny Organization Laboratory 42 of the Imperial Academy. Dr. Einstein and Dr. Tesla, you may not have heard of... How could I not have heard? Oh my god, finally, someone reliable got in touch with me. What? Who is it? The young man on the other end of the phone shouted excitedly and then apologized again and again. Yuri? I'm so sorry, my name is Yuri Armstrong and I'm on the night shift today. Suddenly there was an earthquake, a power outage, and the phone couldn't get through, so when the bell rang, I was barely excited. By the way, since you're on the emergency consultation list, I do not know you, but I'm familiar with your names. Emergency consultation list? What is that? It is a contract list jointly drawn up by the government and the North American branch of the mandate organization, so that in case of emergency, the command system of the Emergency Response Management Agency can function normally. Your names are at number 12 and number 13. Well, that doesn't matter. In short, at a time when there's no way to reach a higher order commander, I and even all the members of the Authority and Providence were fully under your command. Holy shit. Alright. Wait. Aren't you a government department? What does it mean to take our command? What do you mean by me? That's what the bylaws say. Even our special liaison's office was established by the special degree signed by Mr. President under the special suggestion of Miss Edison. What the fuck? If I want to read it to you, the first on the list is Mr. President. The second is Miss Edison. The third is Miss Planck. The fourth is... Oh yeah, right, probably get it. G12, these people need to give orders. Dr. Tessa, is it okay not to listen to the explanation? I'm too lazy to deal with the government departments. Besides, what else does he have to explain? Your order is clear before me. Wait, Miss Tesla, are you talking to Dr. Einstein? Of course, otherwise who else, you long-winded bastard? That is on the lap pillow, I know, right? Wish I were me. She's the 12th, I'm the 13th, you just let her call the shots. Am I wrong? What's wrong? Why are you suddenly silent? Dr. Tesla, IMHO. Number 12 on the list. That's you. Wait, so this one is chapter 19, right? No. Yes. Okay, this is the last one we gotta read today. Looks like everything's going crazy right now. The street in front of me was a pool of standing water. Oh shit, it flooded? Contrary to the cold winter weather in November, the standing water is not all icy, even warm. Early rising wild ducks, even not a season, swim comfortably on the stagnant water. But all the real happenings in the world cannot be as beautiful as the one-sided perception of a few senses. Just like the submerged road, the potholes are uneven, slippery, sticky, and mixed with sharp, hard objects, making it impossible for people to walk. Found the culprit of the puncture. The young man looked at the position pointed by the girl and saw a few huge sharp shells stuck on the shovel of the right rear of the sports car. Oh, what? The stagnant water muddled by the wheels gradually geared up, and water could see some dents and surged creatures going there. The off-white and cyan purple shells, the same sharp limestone cones that stick to the tires, clumped together at the random. Can't tell if it's mollusk or something. Is it Honkai? In short, if all the devil's claws in hell were chopped off and stacked like sardines, this is what it would look like. In the conclusion, on this concrete pavement, there are barnacles several times larger than usual. In general context, barnacles generally refer to a large group of animals under the phylum Anthropoda, Maxillopoda, and Cythea, which live in a fixed camp. They adhere mainly to reefs, but sometimes also to driftwood. Both bottoms, of shelled crabs, shellfish, some specialized species, and even directly on sentients called whales, barnacles. Searching for pictures of barnacles, especially whale barnacles, may cause discomfort. Please be careful with your curiosity. Oh shit. Is that a challenge? Is that a challenge? Let's see. Let's look up whale barnacles. Ugh. Yeah, they do look freaky. What the fuck? I won't subject y'all to this these pictures, but if you want to, feel free to look at them yourself. Like it's saying right here, be careful with your curiosity. Nervous sweating, yeah. You know, if you don't like weird looking freaky stuff, don't look it up. Don't look them up. Some big ass barnacles. The stylish dressed girl gritted her teeth and stated that she did not seem to be able to deal with such a dense castration. Barnacles? Aren't they sea creatures? Here, even if it's close to the sea, but of course I know that. That's why it's even scarier, isn't it? There will never be something disgusting in the outback that punctures our tires like this. On February 22nd, 1861, a violent storm, countless marine fish fell from the sky in Singapore. Huh? But the barnacles stuck. What? Fuck. But the barnacles stuck in these puddles could not have fallen from the sky. Where exactly are we now? Pawtucket Avenue, Hope Block. The stylish dressed girl looked at the map in her hand. Not far from the left is Swan Point Cemetery. Beyond the cemetery is a flared mouth of the Seacock River. If we were to find the field scouting, it would be a triangle like this, from Burnsley Point to Livett Park to Blackstone Park. But the core still is a cemetery, right? Really? In your fate, why is it always related to cemetery? Who? Hey, yo, it's Security Valkyrie #1. Uninvited guests who can't hear footsteps at all, wearing a special battle uniform from head to toe. What? Miss Liana? God, Liana's so cute. She's like Saba, but a Valkyrie. Is this outfit a little unrecognizable today? The battlesuit turned out to be neither glittering nor blue and white. What? It's okay, no problem. Don't talk about that. Why is Ms. Reyna here? Are you not the Valkyrie at the headquarters? Ah, you said this. I should be like you. I was on vacation, right? Huh? Originally booked a ticket to visit the Walling Museum in Nantucket. Oh, she was on vacation. Nantucket is a island in southern Massachusetts and one of the world centers of the early whaling industry. In Herman Melville's famous book, Moby Dick, or The Whale, the whaling ship food set off from there and began the circumnavigation of the globe hunting trip. But as you can see, in the early hours of yesterday, something unusual happened. But what about you? With bare hands, what are you going to hunt? Barnacles are unexpectedly going on the streets. When you reach the cemetery, once you encounter a Honkai beast, how will you deal with it? Although it was a mistake, but it really doesn't need to worry too much. Wait a little longer, and we'll be, oh no, shotguns for guns? We managed to get in touch with the local department. It's called, what's the game called? Emergency Management Agency, Providence Special Liaison's Office. It is a department established in cooperation between the North American branch and the U.S. government. According to their rules and regulations, Tesla currently has temporary command of the division. Thanks so much for the summary. In short, we and the other party agreed to meet at the central lawn of the nearby university. Do you want to come along too? Who the fuck are these people? There are 3 tall and low, fat and thin people, and 2 armored combat vehicles that don't seem to solve the problem at all. Looking back at Liana the Valkyrie and the civil servants in front of him, Tesla felt a severe stomach pain. So, just a few of you? Are they all men? This? Sorry. Judy's the shortest of the 3. This is the representative. Damn, D looks tired as fuck. Look at those eye bags. I'm on the night shift. Oh, that's probably why, because I'm on the night shift. Memba still lives in the office. Alex's rented apartment is nearby. In the case of a communication interruption, only 3 of us can gather in a short time. There's really no way. So what is happening right now? Is it a collapse event? What is the use of giving me a few men with poor natural resistance? Oof. Thank you for saying that. There is a way to solve the problem. There's just a tank and the army thinks it's outdated. What about those newly developed prototype mechas? Although it has not been mass produced yet, there is no one for you. The chariot was indeed a spearman through modification, but with the tier alloy built-in retaining wall, plus high efficiency flame vents and chemical H vents. The M4 medium tank is a tank developed and manufactured by the United States during World War II. There are many modified models. Sherman, commonly known as Sherman, is a nickname given to the British Army by William Tecumseh Sherman, the double general of the Union Army during the American Civil War. At the Battle of Savannah, commonly known as Sherman's March to the Sea in 1864, Sherman's troops used scorched earth tactics, which devastated much of the South's infrastructure and inhumanely destroyed the wealth of the South's military and civilians and fighting spirit. Oof. According to Ms. Edison, the cost of tactical mechas is too high. When dealing with the ordinary Honkai conflict, it is better to improve this kind of equipment from the ordinary army, more cost effective. And the so-called tier alloy is a name given by Ms. Edison and is actually a carburized titanium uranium alloy. Tyr is the god of war in Norse mythology, or rather the god of heroism and courage. In different languages, his name is written as Tyr, Old Norse, Thai, Old Norse, T, Old Swedish, T or T, Old English, Z or Zio, Old German. English Tuesday, Tuesday actually means Tuesday. Huh. No need for your classic hidden axe, this alloy is developed by me. A mass-produced alloy capable of blocking Honkai energy, the lower level replacement of Soul Steel. It was originally intended to be used to make the official version of the mecha, but the density is a bit high and the engine power can't keep up. 50,000 worth of cheap pens, that's all. God damn, she's pissed. So it did end up being used as a tank shield. It really looks like a bad idea that person would come up with. You know who that person made me feel? Obviously, he didn't get whether he was referring to a Strangler or a Mark Queen machine gun, but he felt that we were the Zulu warriors who had a way to win. If you don't understand it, in short, the so-called talking is better than nothing. Under certain conditions, I do not deny that you can help. Under certain conditions. Miss Liana, need me to do something? Can I make a unified plan for reconnaissance and possible assault? After all, I know better than how far they can achieve with their three-legged cat equipment. November 24, 1955. 6:45 a.m. The sky in Providence was just showing some fish maw. Here's Nikola Tesla. Me and Alex have arrived at our predetermined location on the north side of Bensley Point, and the red flag has been played. This is Yuri Armstrong. It has arrived at the predetermined position on the north side of the Blacksburg Park, and the blue flag has been played. Receive. I emphasize once again that your combat effectiveness is the most limited. Once you encounter a suspicious target, immediately spray chemical agents to drag the opponent. Do not flame jets to avoid any unforeseen consequences. Clear. This is Liana Brigantia. We have arrived at the predetermined location on the west side of Labeth Park. Received. Ms. Reina, please be ready to maneuver at any time. Once we or Yuri find suspicious targets, they will notify you as soon as possible. Received. My maneuvering time is estimated to take about 2 minutes at worst. My killing radius can be controlled within 10 meters at worst. Please keep these two figures in mind and do not cause unnecessary casualties due to misjudgment. That's it. Drag for 2 minutes and keep it 10 meters away. Get started. The morning light of late autumn passed through the branches, crisscrossed like a web of veins, and shone wetly on the roots left by the tracks. Yuri Armstrong drove his armored combat vehicle slowly northward from Blackstone Park. The first time he visited the battlefield, the figure of his father appeared in his mind. It was a summer 10 years ago. He dragged his father, who had just returned home from demobilization, to hear him tell stories about Normandy. However, the father asked coldly. It was so dark, the only thing we could see was the light coming from the enemy's barrels. What do you think? We told ourselves to get the courage to jump under these conditions. Nothing. It's because we were trained for that moment over 100 times during the past 2 years that we were able to do it. I stopped asking myself why. This is our reality. There are no superheroes in our world. The first time I dropped from the parachute, I was so terrified my legs couldn't stop shaking. I was back to being a pipsqueak. A professional soldier with enough training will leave all unnecessary emotions behind, that is all. Leave all unnecessary emotions behind, that is all. Yuri? Pathetic, isn't it? I bet my face is all pale right now. No. I'm feeling worse than you. That smell would be coming out soon, I'm sorry. What? Yeah, a very strong smell similar to ammonia began to make its way into the vehicle. Perhaps it's the same smell emitted by animals when they feel extreme fear. I found it. No, I should say, it found us. Oh shit, the Honkai? Well, what the fuck is that? That's it. I never seen a Honkai look like this. With his roughly ball-like eyes, and the monster stared puzzled at the moving iron block they were riding on. Its structure is difficult to explain, or perhaps it's impossible to understand. His tentacle-like arms had something in them. Some had eye, blade, even a mouth. Ugh. The tentacles, like barnacles, were attached to a rectangular piece of granite, perhaps a tombstone. They moved like a worm, aimlessly and silently. The one thing that was clear is that this creature was the apex predator of this area. What do we do? The flamethrower? Do we try burning it to death? Negative. Don't you dare. You need to calm down. Do not touch the red panel. Move your hand to the blue panel. Oh god, that's a Honkai abomination. Yeah, it looks fucking freaky. That's right, use the blue panel. The young man took a deep breath. The smell of ammonia was on the verge of making him tear up. This is blue team. Enemy spotted, proceeding to inject the chemicals. I repeat, blue team has spotted the enemy. Inject the chemicals now. Rihanna! Rihanna! What are you doing, Rihanna? Check your position. Take evasive maneuvers immediately. I will eliminate the enemy. Alright, Roger. The strongest Valkyrie. She can run over 1 kilometer in 1 minute using her legs alone. She possesses potential that can be matched by any weapon. Ich bin das Schwarz, auch das Wave. Borg dem Beginning und zwar nach der Ende. I don't know what the fuck. I am the black that devours everything. I am the white that nurtures everything. I exist before creation. I exist after annihilation. Divine Key, Abyss Flower, 2nd level output. Yo, go Queen. Ah, man. You can end the chapter right there? Damn. But that's it. This is chapter 20, huh? Yep. So we got chapter 20. We got 7 more left to go. Which means... Wow, that was a bit of a spoiler. Fuck. I should not have clicked next. What the fuck? So actually that's honestly, that seems like a great place to stop. So we could look at get a big fight next time. I want to see the picture of that. Hopefully it's not linked with other. Oh, the water washing one. What a queen. Gosh, she looks so fucking cool. So I'm guessing all the #1 Valkyries end up using the Abyss Flower so far. I mean, we see her with it. Cecilia had the Abyss Flower, and I think at the point that I am in the story, what's her name? Fuck, how did I forget her name? Cora, what's her name? Fuck, I'm losing my mind. How do I forget? Durandal. So the only, so far, the only #1 Valkyrie that hasn't used the Abyss Flower is Colin. What is achievement? Damn. But yeah, it seems like a perfect. So once we start the next reading, we're just gonna go straight into a fight. Looks like. So looks good. How long was that? 220. It's actually shorter than our other ones, isn't it? Let me see. Yeah. Let's see. Part 1 was 3 hours and 14 minutes. And part 2 was 3 hours and 15 minutes. Well, I'm guessing I'm gonna guess that part 4 is gonna be like way longer than those other two. But yeah, I'm gonna call it off here for this part. So the next Honkai stream, we should be phase 2. We're in Quanta. Wait, what's with this elf manga? Is it canon? It's not canon, is it? Schrodinger has been exploring different bubble universes to uncover the truth behind these worlds, and thought she had seen enough strange things for several lifetimes. Then she came to a bubble universe that proved rather surprising. I don't think this is canon, is it? I mean, the maybe it is, because it's a bubble universe. Alright, so we could finish the visual novel before we start chapter 11. I think the next Honkai stream will probably be the Gemina Tales, and then the non-canon Dreams of Gemina. And then so for Friday, either Friday or Wednesday, we'll be doing these two together. It'll be a canon and non-canon canon mix day. And then I do want to do Arknights sometime. And then this elf one, I think we can read it like after Quanta, or actually, what if we just save the finale for Friday? Yeah, I think that should be good. And then I'll look at my schedule tomorrow, and we might be able to do Arknights tomorrow instead of Wednesday, and then do the end of Anti-Entropy on Friday, so I won't have to worry about staying up late in case if it does go, the last 7 chapters go for too long. And then so that means these will either be on either Wednesday or the next Monday. But if we do it Wednesday, then we could start chapter 11 on Monday. Which honestly I would rather do that. Start chapter 11 on Monday. And then on that week that we start chapter 11, I'll probably do Honkai on Monday, Arknights on Wednesday, and then the second part of chapter 11 on Sunday. I mean on that Friday. And I'm guessing the animation shows up during the game, so we should be able to watch that. And then I'll make a video on that, and then probably post that on either on Sunday morning or Monday morning. Probably Sunday morning, so it shouldn't be that big of an edit, or that hard of an edit. Because after chapter 11, we go to 11EX. Oh, and there's another animation. Ooh, interesting. We could do that Monday, I guess. Not Monday, obviously, coming up, but the Monday after that. Depending on how long it is. Wow, Phase 2 has a lot of acts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Act 2 starts with the World Serpent manga and Divine Keys. We could probably I'll do all of this in one stream as well. Some manga reading. World Serpent, The Secret of the Divine Keys. Series of short mangas, each focusing on different topics, hence we won't be reading through this entire series in one go. Actually, 5 chapters, but the official website only shows 3. Why 2 of the chapters are missing and unknown, they are presenting in the Chinese website. You can find translation of the missing chapters here. Only read the first chapter, do not read the rest. And then Divine Key, Jizo Mitama. Read Divine Key 1, chapter 1 using this link, ignore 2 and 3 for now. This is technically a second chapter with the previous manga. You read the first chapter being the previous manga you read being the first chapter. However, since the previous chapter is missing, this one was listed as number 1. Oh, and then we could watch introducing the Honkai verse. I'm getting ahead of myself, but this will be a nice short manga stream too. It'll be 1 chapter for World Serpent, and then 1 chapter of Divine Keys, and then 1 chapter of Jizo Mitama, and then we can watch this at the end, introduction to the Honkai verse. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Ooh, and there's another animation? Damn, there's a lot of animations during this phase. Alright, so that should be it. For this. So hopefully we'll do this stuff on either Monday or Wednesday. I'll have to double check on the Arcanite stuff, see how much time there is on CC, because I do want to try to see if I could risk 18 it sometime soon. But yeah, appreciate everyone showing up. I'm gonna head on now. So I'll see y'all later this week. And I'll be peace.